Okay, well, without further ado, please join me in welcoming onto stage the moderator of today's panel, who will introduce it further, and the rest of the panel speakers. Please put your hands together for the CEO of Payment Innovation Hub. It's Silvana Churruca. Hello, hello.
Hello,
Hi,
hello
Silvana.
everyone.
Have a fantastic panel session.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today in this roundtable, very exciting roundtable. We are going to talk about how collaboration is helping to foster a culture of innovation. And to do this, I count with a very excellent panelists from different top leader companies that work with me very closely on the Payment Innovation Hub. Just to let you know very quick, Payment Innovation Hub is a joint venture that was created like 8 years before with the purpose to collaborate with this cross-sectorial point of view in order to innovate around payments. And as I say, today we have a very exciting panelist. Let me introduce, please, to some of them, or all of them, sorry. From CaixaBank, we have Joan Morlar from Director of Solution from CaixaBank Payment and Consumer. From Ingenico, thank you, Joan. From Ingenico, we have José Luis Arias, Managing Director of Europe, Middle East, and Africa. José Luis, thank you. From Visa, we have the presence of Eduardo Prieto, Country Manager of Spain at Visa. Thank you. And from Arval, we have Manuel Burdiel, Commercial Director of Arval BNP Paribas Group. Thank you. So as I say, this is very exciting. We have top leading representatives here. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us. Hope you have an exciting afternoon. It's afternoon already, right? So let me start with the conversation. And we're going to start with a general question regarding what we have been doing during these 8 years, and in your case, almost all your life, right? Innovate around payments. And as we know, during the last 20 years, probably, technology seems to be in the center of everything that has to be with shaping the future, particularly in payments. But in your opinion, what are these top trends or leading trends that are shaping this transformation of the payment industry? Go ahead, Joan. Give you the word.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting CaixaBank, Silvana. So about trends, I think trends have a purpose, no? And I think they are more and more conscious, and the industry is more focused on delivering the best experience. So nowadays we are moving from wallets to common cockpits. We are moving from embedded finance or embedded payments to intelligent payments. So all the focus is how we can deliver a better experience, and certainly biometrics, certainly tokenization, contactless, cloud computing. All these are converging, and if you have the right talent to gather all these technologies, today you can certainly deliver a great experience. So all these, let's say, new tools are helping us to deliver every time a better experience.
Thank you, Joan. Sounds great. José Luis, from Ingenico point of view.
So I think the trends are highly influenced by the desire of consumers to have experience that are basically immediate, so very fast, frictionless, especially in their customer journeys, free, for with a very cost-efficient, unique and personalized. So what we are seeing today in terms of trends, mobile is obviously one of them. So and what we can expect to see in the future is continuous use of mobile for payments. We've seen today data on tap to phone in the UK, which has grown like 300%. So we expect to see growth of super apps, which is something that is already happening in China, that probably in Europe in terms of embedded payment, as mentioned by John, we will continue to see. I think alternative payment methods is something that is growing tremendously as well, whether those are instant payments. So we've seen in Spain the likes of Bitloom, but you have Pix in Brazil and Blick in Poland, and basically all over the world. We see buy now, pay later growing very, very fast. I think from 20 to 24, it's been growing at the compounded annual growth rate close to 60%. We see that it started as a digital commerce, now it's moving in store. We as Ingenico, we have requests to incorporate buy now, pay later into the terminal and into the in-store payment. I think social commerce is something that is happening as well. So the ability to pay within the social network, not even being redirected somewhere else. And then what I would call transparent fraud prevention. So transparent security. People want to have secure transactions, but basically not being interrupted in this frictionless type of journey. One of the things that we are working on at Ingenico is biometry. So we've developed a palm vein solution that allows you to pay by just reading the veins on the palm of your hand. So just a few trends that we see.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Eduardo.
Silvana, thank you very much to having me in this forum. I think we are in the right forum to talk about future of digital payments. I mean, both of you, have mentioned some of the trends, and I want to focus on 4 trends that I think that, is the more trending topic, we believe, in the next 5-10 years. One is identity, how the wallets, how the biometrics will help, to offer the best UX, seamless, no friction, with all the security around that, to pay and to be paid, right? Because we always think when the digital payments is in one way, and I think it's in both ways. Second is the embedded finance that Joan has mentioned, right? Try to offer financial solutions in the most common platform that we use on an everyday basis. We don't need to go out and my banking app and try to embed in the current platform that we have. The third is the engagement economy. Everybody is a seller, everybody is a buyer, right? So we need to offer all the capabilities to have their device to become, in the social networks, in all the second-hand shops and so on. So everyone, and it become a billion of sellers and buyers. And the fourth that you mentioned is the instant payments. When we talk about the instant payments, it's not only for a domestic transaction, it's to send money to my friend in the US, or the UK, or in other country. And I think that collaboration between, all the ecosystem with, all the schemes, and we help, to deliver the right service. All of this will be boosted with the generative AI, right? So I think today we are seeing that AI is transforming everything, and the way that AI is transforming, the digital payments is huge in terms of fraud, in terms of experience, in terms of coding. So I see that, we have, a lot of trends, but if I have to focus on 4 things, I would say that, embedded finance, digital entity, engagement economy, and the instant payments world.
Great. And Manuel, do you want to agree?
I'm the weird guy here because my sector is a bit different. So it's mobility. It's not exactly automotive, but anyway, I think that you 3 mentioned, first of all, thanks for inviting me again. Thanks for having me. And most important thing is that those trends, you mentioned about AI, you mentioned about the speediness of the solutions, how you can be frictionless, how can you be fast so the customer really doesn't feel anything. All the complexity which is behind all those solutions will bring us to a new world. The funny thing here is that the trends that you mentioned, Silvana, are becoming I've never seen in my professional experience that fast becoming a trend, becoming a need. So the window between the trend and the need usually take maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know exactly now. But now I'm seeing that we start to discuss about the AI, many of us are strictly thinking about algorithms, not even AI, to be honest. But okay, that's the first stage. And we see that this is coming immediately after what it seems to be a trend or a trendsetter or even an early adopter. So we are having that need immediately afterwards that trend. And that is also very complex because in case of companies like us, which manage complexity to make the things easy, which at the end of the day is also the aim of Arval, in this case for cars, leasing vehicles, it's not an easy one. You need to add all those complex things, put them together and provide a very easy solution to the buyer in this case, being a seller, of course. So I think that's the big mega trend that is happening right now. Finally, we have the technology, which is needed, and of course the purpose, which is needed to create that easiness for the end consumer behind a huge complexity, which is even more complex and more, even deeper than it used to be years ago. So for us, this is one of the keystones to solve that complexity with all the help of companies like the three of which are here with us, and of course, furthermore, finding all that gold which is behind the tons of data that you generate every day. Until now, we didn't know how to manage those data, so we didn't know how to extract the pure information, which is extremely useful for the usage and for the end customer. Now, thanks to these new technologies and new approach, we're discovering that these trends can become immediate actions, as I said in the very beginning of my speech, within a year or something like that.
Exactly, exactly. We mentioned a lot of technologies, different new capabilities. As you say, it's real-time action, actually. But all these new capabilities, of course, came with a lot of concerns. And how, on your opinion, for example, Joan, you represent a bank, a very important bank in Spain, CaixaBank. And how would you recommend to companies, for example, to find this balance between these new capabilities and the risk and the necessity to offer this very extremely experienced that Eduardo and Jose Luis talked about?
Right. This is a very important equation within the, a payments company because you really have the need to deliver a great experience, and to have zero fraud is quite easy. You just have to deny all transactions, so you got it. So I think one of the most important thoughts you have to have an answer within the company is to who you are trying to protect, to your company or to your customer. And are similar but are not equal. So this is an ongoing, let's say, work with different forces within the company on how you are trying to deliver the best experience, but at the same time keeping the fraud with a level that you can sustain. So that's really the main driving force within a payment company. In our case, this is something that we don't have an absolute answer. It's something that we need to work every day. Sometimes you feel more scared about what's going on in the market, or if your fraud is rising. So the first reaction, okay, we will set up new rules and try to decrease fraud. Consumer, if you have these reactions, consumer is the one that will pay the bill, with a poorer experience, and at the end of the day, ultimately, you will lose the customer, and the customer will move to a competitor that is capable to offer a better equation. So, but good news are that, as we said before, the new technology, the new capabilities are in our help. We are using, I think, all the industry. We are using more and more artificial intelligence, tokenization, cloud computing, new scores, online scores. So, but this is really the moment of truth. It's easy to sell a product What matters is what happens when you use this product. You know, all Visa cards seems the same, but are not. You know, the difference is when you have a problem, what your issuer company is doing. It's just denying because it's protecting, or is trying to have a workaround, taking more risk and paying the bill. You know. But certainly we have a very good opportunity to combining all these technologies that we were talking about before and to being capable to deliver a better and better experience to our customers while our fraud big numbers are under control. You know. So I'm confident that we will do an ongoing better job about that.
Thanks to these new capabilities, right? And following with the customer focus or customer center approach, Jose Luis, what do you think? You mentioned previously some of these customer trends that were influencing the future payment experience. What else do you want to add to this that you suggest before? You know.
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned, the customer experience is key. So the immediacy, that's something that customers value a lot, this type of action, reaction. You see what is the reaction, what is the result of the action that you've taken. The frictionless. So we speak about cross-channel. It seems like this is something that it's already been achieved. And actually, when you speak to some of the retailers, you see there's a huge struggle still in cross-channel, in, hey, I bought it here, I want to give it here, exchange it in another place. It's actually systems. So that type of frictionless is absolutely key for customers. I mean, the experience, the fact that they want a personalized experience, and then they don't want to pay much more. So the work has become a very competitive place. So I think what we are seeing in retail is an extreme focus on the customer. From a payments point of view, depending on the sector and the vertical, we see different realities. From people that want a very fast footfall, so basically groceries and the like, to people that want a very personalized experience, like in luxury. People that want that the payment experience is a part of the clan that they have when they sell the product. So in terms of the color or the shape of the hardware, but in terms of also of the experience, obviously trying to get into the loyalty, trying to create a bigger bond and a bigger link with the customer. So that's...
And as a global player, do you see many difference between the different regions you are currently working? Do you see difference on customer preference, for example, on the countries you are dedicated to?
I think there's an overarching trend. So these things about immediacy, obviously security, fraud prevention. It's true that in Europe, we need to be, we usually are much more conscious about security than in other markets. I mean, you can still go to the US and someone will swipe your card, or PIN as such doesn't exist in the US. So we are much more conscious about security, but these things about immediacy, frictionless, customer journey, I think they are all over the place today.
Oh, great, thank you. And going back to this collaboration model that I mentioned before, Manuel, what do you think we can learn from other industries? Most of the players here are very focused on payments. As you say, you are in mobility. Right. What we can learn from mobility and a collaborative approach?
Actually, I was listening extremely carefully about this frictionless easiness of payment, because for us it's absolutely critical. We have a web page where you can hire a vehicle or any of the mobility solutions that we have in place, but we want to find exactly what you are defining right now. Or even Joan, you mentioned perfectly before that we need something easy for the customer, but safe, but immediate. This is what we're all looking for, and this is absolutely critical for us. This is why we're paying extreme attention. Furthermore, we belong to a platform the Payment Innovation Hub, and I think we can collaborate in many aspects, and actually we were exchanging about some of the projects that we as companies exchange to each other, and we learn from each other. In terms of mobility, it's exactly the same. So we were talking about an end and a mean. In this case, for me, you're a mean. In this case, for me, my customer is an end, which is the mobility I provide to a customer. For me, without those means, it cannot happen. The customer satisfaction, the famous CX that we're all looking for, you mentioned that, Eduardo, before, it cannot happen. If I cannot pay without any issue, you mentioned about safety immediately, it cannot happen. Otherwise, it's not a matter of you are the first strike in the market with something. Once again, everything is happening so fast that you need to immediately adapt it. And immediately afterwards, in 24 hours, so to say, you will have an immediate competitor behind your neck saying that, yeah, I already have it in place. So you need to hurry up. And these sort of solutions provided by these main companies in the market, like the ones we have here, are meant to achieve our customer satisfaction, what we're working with, of course. Mobility is absolutely complex. You cannot figure out how many iterations you have in the mobility business. Specifically, trying to find the mobility, to meet the mobility needs of a customer, which you cannot figure out how many you find. Probably one individual will need. It's amazing. So this is the start of our journey, indeed. So when you start hiring something and you start paying, but also the end of our journey. Of course, the monthly installments happen, but at the end, you give back a car, you give back a mobility solution, a bike or whatever, and you have some payments, some exchanges that needs to be absolutely smooth. So we do need it. And at the same time, in the life cycle, we're starting to gather, thanks to our connected fleet. We have more than 600,000 vehicles already connected in Europe, Arval. So they generate an huge amount of data that we can use in benefit of the customer, and coming back to the balance between benefit for the customer or benefit for the company. And I think in this case, both are winning. So
Sure.
passionate about it.
Yeah, payment is very exciting transformation moment right now, but as well mobility and so many other industries. But always when I try to explain, yes, payment is like in the middle of a storm, but at the same time mobility as well.
It is.
Almost all industries. And going back to payments, and I would love to know a little bit more, Eduardo, how Visa is always working on this collaborative approach with different players on the ecosystem in order to provide value and also very new solutions to foster innovation on payments. What you can share about that?
Well, I think collaboration is key in our business model, right? I mean, at Visa, I mean, we aim to be the best way to pay and to be paid. So first, I mean, you need to invest a lot in risk solution to deliver, I mean, a robust and a resilience platform. There are different ways that we listen the customers, listen the market, listen the end consumers, right? So first of thing is to work with more than, I mean, all the financial institutions which is connected to our network, more than 15,000 over the world. I mean, all the merchants community with acquisitions, so in order to deliver the right product and to talk the same language that the banks in every country needs. I mean, we invest a lot in new acquisition to bring new capabilities on the current ones. And also, I think it's important to run activities locally. For example, in Spain, we run the Visa Innovation Program that we invite startups and fintechs to talk with the financial institutions, with merchants, with non-financial corporates to deliver, I mean, solutions, because I think the collaboration between the fintechs, startups, and financial institutions is key to deliver innovation. Sometimes, I mean, the strength that the fresh air, I mean, the way that they look at problems, the way that they offer solutions, I mean, will help the more, I mean, traditional companies or more established companies to move forward. So I think there are different ways that we think that collaboration is key. And I truly believe that for the future will be more important, that collaboration framework, than before. I think in Visa, we say that in the last 5 years, the payments have changed much more than the last 50 years. And I truly believe that the next 5 to 10 years will change dramatically. So, I mean, collaboration is...
I cannot agree more with Eduardo. This is increasing. So those standalone companies bringing something very new, I think the time has passed. Yep. Now it's a collaborative approach. You need to find how you complement to each other. Of course, not competing, but how to complement in some sides of your companies. Absolutely agree with Eduardo's comment.
Yeah.
You need to work together.
Totally, totally. And we have almost 5 minutes, so we are going to take advantage of these last questions. Thinking on this 4 years from now kind of slogan, if you have the possibility to face and beat at least one challenge in the next 4 years regarding your own focus, for example, payment in your case, Joan, what would be that challenge you will like to solve in the next 4 years in order to give payments a new future?
Well, maybe I don't have now a single answer here, no?
Okay.
But we do know that we have a lot of customers that are suffering, suffering bad experiences again, so I'm very focused on that. And maybe just a few percentage of those customers that they are suffering a bad experience that we have delivered to them, they are complaining, but we have many others that are still today we are not delivering the right service. So we know that, and so to your answer, to your question, the short answer would be in 4 years, maybe decreasing, I don't know, 70%, 80% the number of customers that we are not serving them a good experience. So, and I think we can get that. I insist, the technology is coming in our favor, so we are committed to do it, and hopefully we can come back in 4 years here.
Perfect.
And to talk about how we have improved.
How successful
Thanks
you are.
tokenization, thanks
Right.
biometrics, thanks all of that, cloud computing, thanks smart contracts, how we have improved the customer experience.
Thank you, Joan. José Luis.
On my side, I think it's implementation of the innovations that we have today. So we are bringing quite a lot of innovation at the point of sale, especially on the back of the Android technology that allows to bring many things to the point of sale, to the merchant. Also on the back of soft POS and devices that are not necessarily secure. So I think to me is the implementation of those innovations that should basically impact the satisfaction of our end customers, the satisfaction of merchants, and the success of the acquirers with whom we work.
Happy customers, integration. Eduardo?
I only have 1 minute to answer the question, right? I don't have more time. I would say that I think that we need to execute much better than before. We need to anticipate what are the trends and what are the needs about the customer. Doesn't matter if it's a company, or it's a bank, or it's a fintech, or it's an end consumer, or it's a SMB, doesn't matter. And also, I would say that, to be relevant 4 years from now. I think nobody can guarantee that, our current businesses, if we don't execute well, if we don't embed, all the technology that today is available, we will be relevant in 4 years. So we need to work hard from now, to keep that speed and to be relevant in 4 years.
Totally, thank you.
Excellent.
Manuel.
So I come back to the first comment from Joan about this, putting once again the customer in the center. We have a lot of relationships, different relationships, iterations with the customer in a daily basis even. So we want to put, again, the customer in the center, not to forget about the processes, but to technify all those processes. So we are talking about the artificial intelligence, which sounds pretty good. Actually, I have to admit that in so many cases, we're even discovering a simple algorithm to automate some process. That's the reality of I think, the European economy. You find literally different, absolutely different stages of advancement. In our cases, once again, we're extremely sophisticated in one side and maybe a bit basic on the other. So what we are looking for in this customer satisfaction thing, putting the customer in the center once again, is to technify everything, becoming, I would say, some sort of tech company within 4 or 5 years, so we can provide a real customer good, solid experience. But again, leveraging the good things that we are having, but balancing the still basic ones. So first balance, then develop immediately, fast enough not to suffer what Eduardo is mentioning, not to fall behind. Otherwise, this is very fast, very fast.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you again, not only for being here today. I think everyone can take advantage of your experience and your know-how, but as well, thank you for being part of the Payment Innovation Hub. It has been a pleasure to work with you all this year, also with Global Payment that hasn't been able to be here today. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Silvana.
We're closing the table now. Thanks you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.